Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Thoughts of a Rambling Mind. As you know, I only make videos when I find something intriguing, and of course, I'm intrigued. So, this video today is going to be about Errol Spence and why I feel that he's going to dominate Terrence Crawford in the fight. Well, here's the basic skinny of it, right? Let's say all things between these two are perfectly even. Now, they're not even. There's some things that one does better than the other and vice versa. But it's a 50-50 fight. So let's just even out all of their pluses and minuses and take away all the variables, right? And let's leave behind natural human ability. Natural human ability. What do I mean by natural human ability? What I mean is speed, strength, stamina. Speed, strength, and stamina. I'm gonna go ahead and give speed to Terrence Crawford, hands down. I think he's faster than Errol Spence with the hands, and I think he's faster with the feet. Okay? Strength. Now, this is an interesting category because I believe they're both equally as strong. I believe that their power and strength are different from each other. I believe that Terrence Crawford has acute strength, and I think that Errol Spence has general strength, meaning that Terrence Crawford has the ability to focus an amount of strength into one punch that will put you out of business. Errol Spence has a consistency of heavy punches that will put you out of business, right? Most of their fights pretty much end in the same round, right? So that leaves us with stamina. And I think we're all aware that Errol Spence has an amazing stamina system going on inside of his body. And we've seen Terrence Crawford tired. Now, all the skill that a person has, and as a boxer has, goes out of the window when they become exhausted. When they become winded, they become defensive. They curl up. They try to avoid punches. Their offense output becomes less. With the amount of body shots that Errol Spence will be putting onto Terrence Crawford, with the fact that both of them will be throwing an increased amount of punches between them, similar to the Porter fight where they threw well over 1,000 punches, or the Ugas fight saying where they threw well over 1,000 punches. That's another thing that you guys aren't thinking about, is that when Errol Spence fights somebody, he drastically increases their punch stats. They throw many, many more punches, with the exception of Mikey Garcia, who went the complete opposite direction and threw many, many less punches, right? When you fight Errol Spence, the work rate will be increased to a level that most fighters are just not comfortable with, which leaves Terrence Crawford with a position. You guys say he starts slow. You guys say that Errol Spence works hard. Well, there is no question that Bud goes into kill mode. When he sees a fighter weak, he turns up and he starts rapid punching, consistently hitting his target until his guy goes down. The only issue is that Errol Spence does that so consistently through the fight that we do not even consider Errol Spence's action as a kill mode. But I will say, I will go out on a branch and say it, okay? Errol Spence is in kill mode the entire fight. Terrence Crawford's kill mode that he goes into, that gear that he switches into when he sees a fighter hurt and he starts picking up the pace. Errol Spence is in that mode from round one. What is that mode? so that we can understand it, right? We call it kill mode, but it's not really a kill mode or go mode. It's a cockiness. It's an understanding that I don't have to box anymore. I can get up in your face and I can just beat you down because you are weaker than me. You are smaller than me. And I'm going to end this right now. That is what happens when Crawford goes into that mode. Next time you think about an Errol Spence fight, remember, that's exactly how he fights the entire fight. And that begs a question. If Crawford, a more dynamic fighter, when he sees that he's gotten an opponent weakened, when he sees that he can conquer and dominate an opponent, he switches into this gear where he no longer boxes, no longer uses footwork, and he stands up and he throws heavy lever consistently over and over at a rapid pace, right? If Terrence Crawford gets into that mode and Errol Spence maintains that mode the entire time, to me, it seems like the pace that Errol Spence is used to is too demanding for someone like a Terrence Crawford, and also the fact that he's in that mode from the beginning, from the very beginning, really makes it clear that he really feels that way about most fighters, that he's better than them, so much so that he can just walk up to them, walk through their punches, and lay heavy power consistently, repeatedly until they break. He does that from round one. And it leads me to believe that if there was a real challenge to Errol Spence, that there's a style that we haven't seen yet. That being said, the stamina is going to be a problem. They're going to go about 6 rounds. 6 rounds, heavy punching, heavy hitting, hands flying. My belief is that as Errol Spence keeps coming forward and hitting Terrence Crawford is going to want to hit him back, and they're just going to have a beautiful slug match. The crowd is going to be going crazy for 6 rounds of action. And then right around 7, 8, 9, Terrence Crawford will begin to tire. And when he tires, it'll be around about the time that Errol Spence does what? Picks up his pace. Remember, Errol Spence is a consistent train, going chugga, 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 chugga down the track, consistently and steadily increasing speed and pace the entire fight long until the opponent can no longer stand it. I don't really know what else to say to you Crawford fans. You know, there are many ways, there are many tricks, there are many things that Crawford has at his disposal in order to beat Errol Spence. Errol Spence is not a perfect fighter. He's damn close, but he's not a perfect fighter. But yeah, I think once that pace gets started, Terrence Crawford is going to be in a world that he's just not used to, and he'll be uncomfortable, and Spence will show it. And I think that this fight will actually be, although exciting, a lot easier for Errol Spence than people believe and people understand. I think that after this fight is over, all the hype that people made and all the debating, I think we'll be wondering what it was about. And I think it'll be declared that Errol Spence is the undisputed champion. And he should be listed as the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. But those are my opinions. Those are my thoughts of a rambling mind. Like, share, subscribe. Leave some comments down in the comment section. I always respond. And I'm out.